Thank you for tuning to my channel. This is Takang, and today we are going to look at President Trump's 100 days in office. Now, the golden age is here, and President Trump has just completed his 100 days of his administration, moving at Trump speed. Okay, he's making America safe again, healthy again, and wealthy again. Every day brings a new accomplishment, and from international deals to domestic reforms. Let's dive right into the highlights. So during these 100 days in office, President Trump has implemented aggressive immigration policies, including declaring a national emergency at the southern border and designating Mexico drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and signing the Lincoln Riley Act, which mandates ICE detention of undocumented immigrants accused of theft or assaulting police officers. These actions have led to a significant reduction in illegal border crossing. So let's look at what President Trump has done in his first 100 days regarding executive orders. So Mr. Trump has signed 147 executive orders, the most by any president in their first term. And these orders have targeted illegal immigration, deregulation, education and social policies, including ending DEI programs, banning transgender athletes from women's sports, and designating English as the official language in America. Now, when people hear words like DEI, they get pretty upset because they hear words like diversity, equity, and inclusion. It sounds really good on paper. Hey, we want to be equal, we want to be included. We want to have all races participating in all industry, right? It sounds really good, but has that changed anything? Aren't we still fighting racism? And women still, don't you still have groups of women that are like telling you they're feminists? And you still have women in sports that are telling you, hey, I don't think we're paid equally, right? We're not getting equal pay. Don't we still have that? So, how is this helping anyone? Because I believe in meritocracy. I don't care what skin color you are, black, white, yellow, blue, it doesn't matter to me. Okay? It should be on merit. If we're going to fight for meritocracy, then we have to drop this DEI nonsense because it doesn't help anybody. Look, for example, extensive studies have shown that mandatory diversity training often fails to achieve its intended goals, right? A study in 2007, study of 829 companies over 31 years revealed no positive effects in the average workplace from diversity training and negative effects where it was mandatory. Harvard University sociologist Frank Dobbin notes that such programs do not lead to increase in the number of women or people of color in management positions, and that is so true. Because if you look in most in the private sector or even in the public sector, you don't see that many women in leadership position. Okay, there's a good number, yeah, but it's not equal. So what has it changed? What has DEI changed? And moreover, a 2019 meta-analysis of over 490 studies involved approximately 80,000 people found that unconscious bias training did not reduce bias behavior and in some cases could backfire, making prejudiced behavior more likely in the workplace. Yeah, of course. You find someone, I remember this one time I met very fine lady, beautiful lady from who has studied in Harvard. She was a lawyer, and we met at Dillard's, and we got talking, and we just chatting. She was trying to buy little dresses for her daughter's prom, and I was kind of helping her because I have a daughter the same age. And after she left, I was telling my friend, "Oh, that lady, she's a Harvard graduate. She seems really nice and very smart." And she said, "Oh, it's probably one of those DEI people, you know." Now, this fine woman has probably worked her butt off, just really worked hard, earned her law degree, is a lawyer, and based on these stupid DEI policies, most people would judge her as a DEI hire, that she didn't deserve it. That's what DEI does. Okay? That's why we need to keep it on merit, period. because it helps nobody. It hasn't changed anything. It just pushes some people's agenda. That's what it does. And who in their right mind thinks that there should be men in women's sports? Where are all the feminists? None of them are talking. They've all gone crickets. They say no feminist has come forward to say, oh no, this is wrong. You can't be taking women's positions. You have them in boxing, swimming, women's basketball. What are they doing there, right? And people are not the feminists who claim, oh, we're for women, we're standing for. Where are they? Where are they at this time that you're finding men in women's sports and some of them women being punched in the face by these men that claim to be women, right? Where are all the feminists? You can't go to a locker room with a man. You can't be in the same as a woman in a women's prison cell. You have a man who has transitioned to a woman and you're sharing a bunker. Really? How many times have we heard about some of these women being raped or getting pregnant in prison? Let's get real in this world. Like it sounds so demonic to me that I don't know about you guys, but yeah, just leave me a comment on this because I just can't wrap my head around it. All right, now let's dive into DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, led by Elon Musk, which has overseen mass layoffs of federal employees, saving taxpayers billions of dollars, and reducing bureaucracy. Now, about that, so many people, mainstream media, saying they were so pretty upset, unhinged about these layoffs without even looking at the details.
The contractor, subcontractor is like peeling an onion. And then maybe, and sometimes it's zero. Just flat, you get to the bottom of the onion, there's nothing there.
They didn't look at the fact that dead people are receiving Social Security, and most of those government buildings are empty. All right? Most people are not showing up at work. Now, what are they supposed to do?
It's so cringe.
What does Big Balls do?
Right now, I'm working on some payment computer stuff. So one of our initiatives is to root out fraud and waste. And to do that, we started looking at the payment computers. And as mentioned earlier, like there is no accounting of what payments actually go to in the payment computer. So like you look at a specific line item, like $20 million. And you're like, okay, well, what is this money going to? And for the majority of payment systems, it's like, well, we don't really know. And
yeah, they're like, what? That would be the response.
Is this the most basic responses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the most common response.
What do you say when people just say, I don't know?
Well, it's a huge cause for concern because like the upstream thing, which is distributing the money, literally has no checks and no accountability to the actual American taxpayer. So it's a huge vector for fraud, waste, and abuse.
Do these people not respect taxpayer money?
I mean, there's no incentive to if you work in the government. I think the incentives will always decide the outcomes.
Yes.
Do you guys feel like you're putting yourself at risk by doing this because you're stirring up so much hostility by these people ripping us off?
100%. Well, we don't need to speculate about that. You can see online in the protests that they make that very clear. I mean, I've been hanged in effigy many times. And there have been people that have actively advocated at these violent protests for my death, and have also advocated for the death of the people at DOGE.
Keep sending them our tax dollars for doing nothing? Is that what we want? Is that the kind of administration that we want? Receiving our tax dollars and doing nothing. I know during that time, I don't know, people talking about layoffs, some of those people don't even exist. But money is being paid to someone. If you are paying attention, you'll see that that's what's going on. A friend of mine who works for public service, now by the way, I don't know any friend of mine or family that works for public service that was laid off. And people were freaking out for no good reason. If you were showing up at work, you have no problem. You have nothing to worry about, right? I had a friend who told me that after the establishment of DOGE, people got really worried, and people that used to show up at work from 8 to midday are even scared to clock out at 5 p.m. That should tell you something, Okay, that means people showed up at work for 4 hours and left. No wonder you call these places and you can't get a hold of anyone, or you apply for a job and it takes what 6 months before you even get an interview or do your complete your paperwork because people are not working. Are my tax dollars supposed to be going to people that are not working? Is that what we want? So people need to pay attention to details before they go listening to mainstream media biases. Now, on another note, President Trump signed a significant agreement with the Ukraine, opening the country's vast minerals reserves to U.S. investment. This deal not only strengthens bilateral ties, but also positions American firms to lead the Ukraine's post-war reconstruction. So there's going to be a lot of reconstruction in the Ukraine. But I've heard people on mainstream media and X saying that the war in the Ukraine is not ending anytime soon because the Ukrainian generals are pressurizing President Zelensky to keep an eye on Crimea. So I don't know. Let's see where this mineral and I heard Marco Rubio saying that that's up to Ukraine and Russia. They have signed a mineral deal, but it's up to them because at some point they're just gonna have to let them keep fighting, right? So I believe, I don't know, a lot of people were talking about the fact that President Trump was making all these promises saying, oh, they will sign the Miller deal, and then it didn't happen. And he will end the war, and it didn't happen. He had said that he will end that war on day one. Now, that doesn't mean that we will end. That just means that on day one, he's going to take the initiative to um, end the war, which he did. Now, if you have two stubborn leaders in both countries, what is he supposed to do? He kept to his promise that on day one he's going to end that war, which means going to start discussions, negotiations, conversation. That's what it means. So I believe that during the Pope's funeral, so there was that picture where Zelensky and President Trump were sitting face to face with each other. So I have the feeling he went to Zelensky and said, "Listen, buddy, I've been trying to bring peace in the Ukraine between you and Russia. And I've been promising my American people that I'll bring this war to an end. And you've been embarrassing me. You've been embarrassing me. So listen, if you don't sign this deal, all hell is going to break loose." I think that's what he did because everyone was online. People were just so, people are so impatient. Like, give this man a chance. He's working really hard. I mean, look at the cabinet meeting that they had on his 100 days. Where have you ever seen that kind of meeting? Where have you seen a leader in a free world holding cabinet meetings back to back to back and people coming in and reporting what they've been up to? Providing reports, just like what you do at work. Every week, you present a report to your boss. You know, where have you seen that? Where have you seen that in the White House? Right? Yeah, let's give this man some credit. So another 100-day accomplishment, President Trump has imposed tariffs on imports from countries like China, Mexico, and Canada, aiming to boost U.S. manufacturing. While these tariffs have sparked trade tensions, a lot of tensions, they are part of his strategy to ensure fair trade practices. It's just fair because these countries have been reaping Americans. If you look at the charts, you will see that we've been paying way much more than any other country. Okay, and it's just fair that they pay their fair share. Now, my favorite people, the Democrats, always up to no good, always dramatic in the things that they do. In response to President Trump's policies, Democrats have staged protests and sit ins expressing their opposition. However, these actions have been met with criticism, with some viewing them as ineffective and out of touch with the American public. Okay, people are laughing at the Democrats. We don't even know where they stand right now. Who is their leader? What do they stand for? All they do is criticize President Trump's policies, but they have nothing to offer. Okay, they have nothing to offer. What are their policy positions? What are the policy positions that benefit anybody? Okay, let's start with the black community that they always claim to be in tandem so much, to be so much in love with, you know. Yeah, where are the policies? Where are the policy positions that should make black people believe in them once more? So, despite all this Democratic opposition, public approval of President Trump's first 100 days remains pretty high, with many Americans supporting his policies and actions.
You had to do it all over again. Would you vote for Donald Trump again, yes or no?
Yes, I would. Now, in the future, I am not a diehard Democrat or diehard Republican. If there were a Democratic candidate who was more aligned for me, then I would vote Democrat.
If you go back in time, would you vote for Donald Trump, yes or no?
Yes.
I think I might know the answer on this thing.
She said yes. It's immediately yes. No, I'm sorry.
If you had to do it all over again, would you vote for Donald Trump, yes or no?
1,000% absolutely yes.
Now, as President Trump moves forward, his administration plans to continue implementing policies that prioritize American interests, including further immigration reforms, economic initiatives, and strengthening international alliances. Now, in his 100 days, President Trump has set the stage for what he calls a golden age in America. And whether you agree with his policies or not, there's no denying the impact of his actions. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you today. And I hope you found value in these videos. If you did, subscribe, like, or comment below. And I will see you in my next video and encourage you to keep listening, keep reading, and keep an open mind. Bye-bye.